Hey everybody, I am on for the midweek message, Wednesday, February 5th. Thanks for joining me with the energy this week. And there is so much going on, I don't even know where to begin. And I wish I had more answers or clearer guidance other than what feels inherently true to me. What feels right is that there is a light that is being shown on all of the cracks and crevices. And while there appears to be such disinformation, confusion, um, upheaval, what that typically means is that there is something to be seen. And as we know, there is no light without shadow. There is no shadow without light. And there is such a desire for there to be a balanced energy moving forward that is difficult for us to attain, especially with all of the things and all of the ways that the world seems to be responding. With this energy, there is truly a desire to build community, to engage in a way that is much more in person, face to face, that is even giving a sense of family, chosen family, and also a community in the way that we are looking out for one another. We are paying attention. We are aware of what is going on, and we care, and we show that we care. And that energy is the best thing that we have going on here. There is a lot of doubt. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of unknowns. And I don't really have an answer for that. And when I ask myself, when I ask my team, and I connect to source, all I know is that there is a way through this. There is a resolution, and through it, we get to be stronger together. We get to connect in ways that is creative and different, and in some ways, appearing to go analog. And through that, there is a slowing down, there is a connection back to self, there is a centering that is required in order to unplug, to disengage, to truly meet someone in a physical way. And more of that will be coming. That's not to say that this is not the main way that most people are communicating. It's just, it will be not so much a first layer, but perhaps a secondary one. And I ask that we continue to keep meeting here, meet in the spaces that make you feel safe. If you don't have one of those, create one. This is a stand up and do something yourself. If you don't like the way things are going, you gotta use your mouth on this. You gotta use your whole self. Use your money. Use your influence. Even though you think it may be very small, believe me, it doesn't take much in order to turn the light on. Okay. Just want to shout out that if you're interested in working with me, I have lots of options on my website. If you find something there or interested in trying something else or want to talk to me about just how we can talk about where you're at, what it is you'd like to be open to, are you interested in developing your intuition? Are you interested in being able to tap into your own gifts and even uncover what those are and what they could be? All kinds of things that we could work on. And just know that I love creating custom sessions, so that's something that we can always discuss and make something work for you that's just especially for you. Okay? So thank you for those of you who are referring me and for my clients and for everybody sharing and all of the good stuff. Thank you so much. I love and appreciate all of you. And I am truly honored and just love this work. So keep on coming at me. Okay. All right. So if you chose one, here we go. Connecting with your energy one, I feel a sense of expansion as if you're looking to go and do. And I do hear let's go. Like not like a let's go, but more like a let's go, I'm ready to go. And when you're feeling that sense of readiness, it feels like travel. I see a boat, I see a plane, I see roads. There's all different ways in which this can be done. For some of you, it's going certain places. For others, it's creating an itinerary. Some people are looking to have a trip. Other people are looking to visit family. Other people are looking for a way to get out of where they're at to somewhere else. And this will require some planning on your part, but understand that there will be opinions about moving or changing or going and doing these things, and that seems to be something that's holding back one. The opinions of others, I think, is the very first thing that I want to mention. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks other than you. It's your life to live, so live it how you want, and know that there will be people who will show up and support you in any way. And if you don't feel supported now, that doesn't mean that you won't be or won't find the right group of people that see you for who you are and want to support what it is you're doing. That doesn't mean that you won't be able to start over somewhere else or go and do something exciting or come back and have things be completely different. It's not so much about that. You're starting to understand that your home is within, and that ability to tap into the empowerment and the knowingness and the center line of who you are is really an amazing thing. So if people are kind of poo-pooing your plans, or if you think that people are speaking in a way that isn't necessarily supportive of what it is you're wanting to do, then take your attention off these people and go do something else, because what they're saying doesn't necessarily matter so much. You holding on to it, though, and making decisions based on someone else's opinion is. So this is where you get an opportunity to take the driver's seat, be the one who is sailing your ship. Metaphor, metaphor, metaphor. Okay? And be careful out there too. Be aware. Be aware of what's going on. All right, moving on to 2. If you chose 2, here is your alien face with the little cleft chin. Isn't it cute? Connecting with your energy too, I feel a heaviness that's kind of in the chest and that's in the ears. There's an expansion that's happening here in the third eye as well. There may be a highlight on dreams. You may have been having some really weird dreams lately, or there's a reoccurring dream for a couple people, one that you haven't had for a while. And this connection to the dream is bringing up your desire to have more imagination in your day-to-day. Things have started to become kind of stagnant. And through this stagnation, you're not able to see your creative potential because it's being kind of masked by all of the things that need to get done. I'm seeing a lot of envelopes, like manila envelopes. I'm seeing filing folders. There's organization that's going into place now. There are things that seem to take more precedence. There are things that seem to be more adulting that you should be focusing on. And this sort of brings up a desire from when you were in more of an adolescent stage where there was a lot more freedom around the time that you had, which of course, but there was also a desire to be more free. And through that, there was more self-expression. And for some of you, that was in arts. For some of you, it was through, community activities with others. For some, it was theater. For other people, it was more in a way that maybe you were exercising and training for a marathon or for sports or a team. There was a sense of community there where everyone had a common goal, and you're looking for that again. Looking for community, looking for a place where you can kind of focus the desire to lose time in a way that is most exciting for you. But you want it to be beneficial. And there's always this feeling of, well, but I have these other things to do, or this is a waste of time, or this will take too much time, or I should be spending more time doing these other things. The shoulds need to go. Really, the energy is supplying almost and pushing you to find creative ways to do the things you want. You may be experiencing a slowdown as well, where there's things that you want to get done but can't, so that adulting stuff just doesn't seem to be flowing as well. And there's a desire to escape, and that escape feeling is big, and I get it. And there's a lot of reasons to want to escape right now. But what I'm going to ask is for you to kind of check yourself and see where you can healthily, in a healthful way, can you find a escape in something that is supportive of the creativity, the expression, the things that you wish you had time to do. Maybe you can't go sailing like you want to, but you could read about it. Maybe you can't necessarily spend time throwing pottery, and you don't have access to a kiln right now, but that doesn't mean you can't support somebody on YouTube that does, and start to learn the process of glazing. There's a lot of desire for research here around it. Your local library is going to be an amazing resource, and libraries right now really need support too. And that's a great place in order to find more community. All right, so lean into that, make time for it, and you'll find that while you may not be able to be totally active, maybe a suggestive, passive way to hang out and do some things that you're more interested in or wish you had more time to do will actually create more of that opportunity for you in the future. Okay? Moving on to 3. If you chose 3. Connecting with your energy 3. Feel a real connection here into the heart space. There's actually a feeling of pressure. And this pressure feels almost like it's pulling back. It's actually moving my shoulders forward and it's hunching me in a way. And I feel a desire to put my shoulders back. And for those of you in 3, just take a deep breath. There's just a real want for a sense of calm that's difficult to find within the body right now. Now that's because there is a heart expansion that's happening here with you. You really are taking a significant amount of collective energy into your field. You're providing a lot of support for people, or maybe even just your immediate family members or your close partners. And in that, there's like a caretaker fatigue that you aren't really aware of. It's awesome to be open and to be there for other people, but this is going to require you to make sure that you're able to disengage a little bit, give yourself some time to repair the energy that comes from a deep connection, or working with people and the things that they're dealing with, or advocating for people and yourself, and your needs and your wants, and their needs and their wants. And for those of you who are dealing with children, there's especially a feeling of two-sided energy where it's difficult for you to put on the face that you would like to. There's almost I see almost like a coat, like a human coat being put on and zipped up. That's not to say you're not being human. It's just, it's hard to be a vulnerable, soft human right now. It's hard to be an empathic human right now. And I know you're not supposed to say things are hard, whatever, things are tough. And we don't really know how things go. And that energy is okay. It's more knowing that no matter what, you've got you. So when you're feeling that sense of overwhelm, try and connect to the body a bit more. Allow yourself to get into a space where you can connect back into your physical self, connect with the breath. Pay attention to, if you close your eyes and think about the pulse in your hand, can you feel the pulse in your hands? Taking your mind off of other people and putting it back on yourself in order to fill your cup back up is going to allow there to be less heaviness in the chest, but also less feeling of being weighed down emotionally, because this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. Okay. And this is a process. And you have to kind of pick and choose your battles, and there seems to be a lot to choose from. That being said, you can only really put your energy into so many things at once. So maybe scale back on some of what you've been doing, some of the intensity of what you've been doing for the length of time. Schedule yourself some breaks, schedule yourself some walks, make sure you're taking care of yourself. Because your beautiful open heart is really, yes, helping a bunch of people, and you should continue to do so. And you deserve to protect that beautiful heart and put boundaries down so you are able to withstand and continue to give, because your service is wonderful. Thank you. All right, moving on to 3. You chose 3. I love lenses. She's pretty. Connecting with your energy 3. I feel a lot of tension actually in the eyes and the temple. Um, Today is 2/5/25, which is 7/7, which will put us in a space of real expansion in the third eye. I do feel that this is happening as well for those of you who are in 4. I think I said 4. Getting my numbers messed up. And this energy is really wanting you to pay attention to the ways in which you are projecting what it is you feel externally, how you are also perceiving yourself being reviewed upon or observed. So this energy is really wanting, it's very reflexive. There is an energy of, this is what I think and feel, and this is what I put out. And you're maybe finding, in a communication sense, that it may be getting misconstrued by the other party, that what you're saying isn't necessarily being received the right way. And then it's having you kind of look back at yourself and say, is this how people see me? Or am I not articulating correctly? Am I not finding the right words? And it's more a sense of you're learning what your intuition is cluing you in on, and you're also learning how to articulate that out. And it can be a difficult thing to balance. This is something I love to work on with people. So if you're interested in this or experiencing that, please reach out, let me know. Essentially, you start to receive information through the third eye in ways of dreams, maybe things that you're starting to see. Maybe you're starting to make connections to patterns that you've noticed. You may be also seeing repeating numbers. You may also be seeing flashes of light out of the corner of your eyes, especially if your eyes are closed. There may be some fogginess that's even happening. And again, I am not a medical doctor, so if you are having any issues, please go seek your professionals. But the sort of fogginess that's happening and this inability to really kind of say what you mean, even though you feel like you're saying it right, isn't being received the same way because you're in process. Some of the misunderstanding is designed for you to figure out a different way to say or do, and also to get you in line to understand the other party, the other person, the other ways in which you're going to need to communicate in a clearer sense in order to get your point across. This inability to be heard in the way that you think can kind of make you feel like, am I doing things wrong? What's wrong with me? That's not it at all. Again, it's kind of pushing you to be a little creative, change your structures, do things a little differently than you've done in the past. And working on yourself is always a little bit difficult. It's always difficult. But it's always so rewarding. Allow yourself the opportunity to do so without judgment, because as you're learning, as you're starting to clue into your own playbook, understand what certain things mean, understand that, when you feel a certain way or you hear something or see something or dream of whales, whatever it is that is popping up for you, that it is your own playbook. It's your own book of symbols in which you are communicating with your higher self and your guides. And it will take some time for it to crystallize, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't keep trying. And the things that you're saying and seeing are actually landing with people. It's just learning how to speak in a different way with a different sort of tact than what you're used to. Okay? So those are the messages this week. We'd love to hear how they land for you, so please leave me some feedback. I'd love to work with you, as I've mentioned before, so please feel free to reach out and send me a message, send me an email, whatever it is that you'd like to do, however you'd like to contact with me. That would be cool. And I appreciate all of you for all of the referrals and all of the client love and all of the participation. Thank you so much, and keep it up. I look forward to checking in with you soon, and just know that I'm here with you and we got this. All right? Peace.